What if living to 100 was way simpler than we think? Japan's oldest doctor, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, lived past 100, and even at that age, he was still seeing patients. He didn't rely on pills or follow a strict diet. Instead, he ate the same simple foods every day, and before he passed, he shared his secret. Let's break it down so you can start today. In the US, the average lifespan is around 76. But in Okinawa, Japan, it's 84, and many live well past 100. They're still walking, cooking, even gardening. So what's their secret? It's not medication or expensive treatments, it's their lifestyle, and especially what and how they eat. Dr. Hinohara lived to 105 and practiced medicine until he was 100. His secret? Simple meals, consistent habits, and finding joy in the little things. Today we're looking at 5 principles he lived by. Habits that can boost your energy, digestion, and mental clarity well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Let's start with a common mistake: overeating and ignoring the Japanese concept of harahachi-bu. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. How much you eat matters. In the West, we often aim to feel full, clean your plate, don't waste food, get your money's worth. But in Okinawa, the goal is different. They follow harahachi-bu, which means eat until you're about 80% full. Then stop. Why does that matter? Eating slightly less reduces calorie overload, lowers inflammation, puts less stress on your organs, and helps maintain a healthy weight without dieting. Even the National Institute on Aging links moderate calorie restriction to longer life and better metabolic health. Dr. Hinohara lived this. He ate lightly, slowly, and always left the table feeling just a little hungry. It gave him energy and clarity well into his 90s. Take Helen, for example. She's 68. Growing up, she was always told to finish everything on your plate. So she did, even after she was full. But as time went on, she noticed sluggish digestion, low energy in the afternoon, and poor sleep. Then she discovered harahachi-bu. She started pausing halfway through each meal and asking, "Am I still hungry, or just finishing out of habit?" The change? Better sleep, more energy, less bloating, and surprisingly, more joy at the table. Try it tonight. Eat slower, take a breath between bites, and when you feel about 70% full, pause. You might find that's all you really needed, and that's just the beginning. Next, let's dive into the second principle. What to eat and why might surprise you. Japan's go-to proteins aren't what you'd expect. Mistake number 2, skipping beans and plant-based proteins. Let's talk protein. It's essential for strength, recovery, and aging well. But here's a common misconception, especially in the West, that protein means meat. In Okinawa, home to some of the longest living people on Earth, most protein doesn't come from steak or chicken. It comes from plants, especially soy. Tofu, miso, natto, edamame. These aren't exotic treats. They're daily staples in the Japanese longevity diet. And here's why that matters. Soy-based foods are rich in complete plant protein. They contain isoflavones, which help reduce inflammation and support heart health. Plus, they're full of prebiotic fiber to nourish your gut. One study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular soy intake is linked to lower LDL cholesterol, better bone density, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest practicing physician, ate tofu nearly every day. He believed it helped keep his arteries clean and his digestion smooth, even into his 90s. Now meet Frank. He's 73, retired, and for years he avoided soy. He'd heard the myths, hormones, estrogen, all that noise. But after watching a documentary on Japanese centenarians, he decided to give it a try. Twice a week, he swapped red meat for a tofu stir-fry, bok choy, garlic, ginger. Simple, light, satisfying. 3 weeks later, his blood pressure dropped, joint pain eased, and those daily afternoon naps, gone. Here's the takeaway. You don't have to give up meat. But you do need balance. Try adding lentils, black beans, or tofu to your meals just a couple of times a week. Up next, we'll look at a powerful anti-aging secret that most Americans overlook, but the Japanese eat every single morning. Mistake number 3, ignoring fermented foods. Let's get into it. For many in Okinawa, fermented foods aren't a trend. They're a daily ritual of healing. Miso, natto, pickled vegetables, fermented seaweed. These foods are staples in the Okinawan diet, and they're packed with living probiotics to nourish your gut, digestive enzymes to unlock nutrients, and anti-inflammatory compounds that protect your brain, joints, and immune system. In the West, many seniors turn to probiotic capsules. But here's the thing, real fermented foods offer something more: synergy. It's the power of whole foods plus living microbes. That combination delivers results that pills simply can't match. Meet Claire, 70, a retired librarian. For years she struggled with bloating, sluggish digestion, and that heavy, uncomfortable feeling after meals. She tried it all: fiber powders, digestive enzymes, every probiotic on the shelf. Nothing worked, until a friend gave her a jar of real miso paste. She started each morning with a simple cup of warm miso broth. No dramatic diet changes, no pills. Just one soothing ritual. By week 2, the change was undeniable. Her bloating disappeared, her energy became more stable, her appetite more balanced, and her afternoons lighter. The difference? Live active bacteria from real food, not capsules. You can start today. Try stirring a spoon of miso into warm, not boiling water, or enjoy a few slices of traditionally fermented pickles. This isn't just about digestion. It's about aging with balance, resilience, and ease. Now let's talk about something that's been unfairly demonized in the West, yet it's a daily staple in Japan's longevity diet. Mistake number 4, fearing carbs and skipping sweet potatoes. Let's face it, carbs get a bad rap. You hear it everywhere. Cut carbs to lose weight, avoid starch after 60. But the truth is, not all carbs are created equal. In Okinawa, one particular carb is at the heart of their diet, and may actually help extend lifespan: Japanese purple sweet potatoes. They're not just a pretty color, they're powerful. In fact, they make up more than 60% of daily calories for many Okinawan centenarians. Why? Because they're packed with anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect blood vessels and fight cellular aging. They're rich in fiber to stabilize blood sugar and support digestion. They're loaded with potassium and vitamin C for heart and immune health, and they have a low glycemic index, so you don't get sugar crashes. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes over. Should I continue from here into the rest of the sweet potato section and beyond? Dr. Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes over rice. He believed they were gentle on the body and powerful in protection, and science backs him up. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows that anthocyanin-rich foods, like Japanese purple sweet potatoes, can improve blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and even slow cognitive decline as we age. Let's meet Paul, 69. He was pre-diabetic, constantly fatigued and frustrated. He'd been avoiding all carbs, even the healthy ones, but the more he restricted, the worse his energy and cravings got. That's when his dietitian suggested something surprising: steamed Japanese sweet potatoes, not fried, not sugar-coated, just clean and simple. Paul gave it a shot, half a cup with lunch. 2 weeks later, his energy lasted all afternoon, his cravings dropped, and for the first time in months, his blood sugar was steady. Here's the takeaway: you don't need to fear carbs, you just need to choose wisely, like the Japanese do. Now let's wrap up with one final lesson from Japan's oldest doctor. It's not a food, it's a philosophy. And it might be the most powerful fix of all. Because here's the truth, most people overlook this. A principle even more important than what's on your plate is how you live around it. Dr. Hinohara didn't follow strict diets. He didn't count calories or obsess over macros. He followed a rhythm, a simple, joyful rhythm that guided his long life. Each morning, he began with something warm like miso soup, a walk, a bit of reading. He avoided overeating, not out of restriction, but out of respect for his body. He took the stairs, even in his 90s. He stayed curious, gave lectures, wrote books. And he smiled. A lot. He once said, "To stay young, you must have fun." Take Marie, 71. She used to obsess over labels, low-carb this, sugar-free that. But it left her stressed, always chasing the next rule. Then she discovered Dr. Hinohara's story. She made a quiet shift, started walking 20 minutes every morning, slowed down at meals, took time for tea in the afternoon, planted herbs by her window just to watch them grow. That rhythm? It changed everything, because health isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's mental, it's the daily rhythm we create. So as you reflect on the foods we've talked about, remember this. Don't just count protein, count quiet mornings. Don't just reduce sugar, increase laughter. Don't just eat to live, live with joy in how you eat. That's the secret. Don't just fix your diet, nourish your spirit. And if you're not sure where to begin, start simple. Start joyful. Start like the doctor who lived to 105 and smiled the whole way there. Now let's bring it all together. These aren't complicated strategies. They're small daily habits practiced by some of the longest living people on Earth, inspired by Japan's legendary Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Here are 5 gentle shifts you can begin today. Eat until you're 80% full. It supports better digestion, more consistent energy, and longer life. Learn to pause before you're stuffed. Add more plant-based proteins, tofu, lentils, edamame, easy to cook, gentle on the body, and full of nutrients. Include fermented foods, a spoon of miso, a slice of pickled veggie. Real probiotics that heal your gut and strengthen immunity. Choose smart carbs, like Japanese sweet potatoes. They don't spike your blood sugar, they fuel your day, steady and strong. Live light, eat light, and smile often. Because health isn't just physical, it's rhythm, joy, and simplicity. Each of these shifts supports your heart, your brain, your digestion, and your independence. And the best part? You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one thing. One bite, one breath, one small habit. Which one speaks to you today? Let us know in the comments. Your choice might inspire someone else watching. Coming up next, we're exposing a popular health food that might actually be aging your body faster than you think. Let's wrap this up with one final thought. You don't need a perfect plan to live longer, just steady, simple steps, starting today. Try miso, steam a sweet potato, smile during lunch. These moments may seem small, but they add up. And they matter, because this isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Who's with me? Drop her in the comments if you're starting your longevity journey today. See you in the next video.